Oh, you made it in, Overlord. Yay! You were in right from the start. So, this is also the Society of Secretly Perfect Poets. And who are we? We say, enter all who seek meow-rific community values, for friendships shall be found amongst the paw prints of poetic ink. We are the Society of Secretly Perfect Poets. Hi, Harry. My name is Angelique, or otherwise known as Daydream. I am from the Breath of Daydreams over on Instagram and here on YouTube. And in the room is VJHD.writer, both on Instagram and YouTube. You will hear us refer to them as the Overlord. They are the co-founder with me of this society of incredible poets that if you watch the last video, you can write a poem and become a member and join us and do the secret prompts and all the fun things that we do. Harry there sometimes reads. He's in the room right now. He sometimes reads with us. And this is a wonderful, wonderful time. Harry says, I didn't mean to shout. Sure you did. You're just excited to be here because we have some pretty incredible poems we're going to be reading tonight. Tonight, we are reading poems that some of the society members wrote to what we call our Friday Mission Impause, like kitty paws, Mission Impossible prompts. They get one full week to do these prompts. And Suki says, hi, dishes are done. Woo! Always nice when the dishes are done. And thank you for coming back, Suki. And so for this particular week, we wanted to celebrate Neurodiversity Celebration Week. We saw that it was Neurodiversity Celebration Week, and we thought to ourselves, well, how can we do that and make it work for everybody who's in the society? And we were like, you know what? We are all diverse. We all have diverse minds. We all have positives and negatives and just all sorts of goodness around about us. And we thought, let's write on that. And so Harry's wanting us to do bubbles. Should we do the bubbles? Should we blow the bubbles for the bumblebee? Or are you doing dishes bubbles? We should blow bubbles for the bumblebee before I tell about what this prompt is. So bumblebee, if you're out there, there's you some bubbles from Texas, all the way to the land down under. Bubbles for the bumblebee. Yeah, I got that. I missed it at first. And everybody else is sending you bubbles too. I am sure they're just too busy telling me that I am wrong to point it out. And Ash is sending you bubbles. Everybody's sending you bubbles because you are the bubbly bumblebee and you get all the bubbles. And so their mission, if they chose to accept it, was to write a 30-line piece about themselves. It could be poetry, it could be prose, it could be a short story as long as it's under 5,000 words. They had to write a 30-line piece celebrating all that they are. And they can write the piece in any way that they wanted to because we are all different. And so we just really wanted to see where their brains take them. But as y'all know, we give out golden tickets. And if they wanted a golden ticket, Harry's laughing at the under 5,000. Oh, you think that you don't need a limit, but if you tell somebody they can write a short story, you have to put an upper limit, Harry. You really do. The golden ticket requirement is to write a second piece from the 8-year-old perspective about your adult self. No, nobody's wrote that yet. Are you going to? You still have a kitty cat short story you need to continue. We want to hear what happened. What happened? We need to know. Did the kitties get ate by the cockroaches? Did the kitties find a new home for the cockroaches? What happened to the cockroaches? What happened to the kitties? We have to know. And so we are celebrating who you are. So be creative and don't forget, celebrate you and talk yourself up. That is what the prompt said. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 people enter this prompt. 14 people, and several wrote both poems. So this is going to be a good night. And the first poem that we are going to be reading tonight is by Stephen Tyler Arboya. Oh, I don't know how to say your last name. I apologize. And he is Midnight City Radio. Midnight City Radio. And the Overlord is pointing out that the 8-year-old had to be talking about your current self for it to qualify as a golden ticket. Yes. Yes. That be the rules. And as y'all know, if you've watched past lives, sometimes people go for a golden ticket and they don't meet the prompt, and so they don't get the golden ticket. We still read it because they went for it and it's the golden ticket and it takes extra to go for it, but you don't always qualify, as several people have learned, including myself. But this is Midnight City Radio. Hi, Richard, and he is not going for the golden ticket. And this is called Neurodiversity. Mom created a monster, and what do you see? A man with neurodiverse tendencies? You wanted the Steve. Well, if you please, listen to a little bit about me. I started my life in MIA, Florida. It might have been my grave if I hadn't moved, got medicated, and started my groove. Your boy has a lot of things to do between risen with the tism with my bipolar moves. I learned a lot from doctor grading, listening to rock and learning to talk while the TMS machine was operating. Man, I've got a lot to do between sweating at the gym and buying shoes. I wear them out every day with my flat 12 wide feet on the pavement and back into my seat. I play a lot of music in my spare time. I see SRV in the Landreth all the time. YouTube is my fave to listen to blues. You can't beat live performances when people out there have something to prove. You'll see me at the top someday when everybody wants to hear me play guitar, piano, all my way. This is the Steve you'll see somewhere, someday. My rhymes are subpar, but I don't care because I've got words I want to share. You can take it or leave it, learn to stare, but my Insta isn't anything bare. I put out a book of my favorite poems, learning to write, and I must show them that my stories are pure and tolerating. Everyone's background is welcome and free from hating. You're unique like me. You'll see me at the top someday when everybody wants to hear me play guitar, piano, all the way. This is the Steve you'll see somewhere, someday. I broke up with my girl today, learning not to settle in any way. I've learned my worth and I know I'm good, so don't be mad, even if you should. I love semantics, but in this I'm working to be more concise and use less wording. And if you've ever met me and you know I'm shy and everyone can tell you why, everything others say are mostly lies. They must be threatened by my diverse vibes. I hate college ball. Yes, I said it. There's too many people in my state who love it and too much and don't regret it. Politics are not my thing. There's too much hate in the states united. It seems too many people want to go divided. You'll see me at the top someday when everybody wants to hear me play guitar, piano, all my way. This is the Steve you'll see somewhere, someday. Anime, that's my thing. I love reading through a manga and having a binge parade. I enjoy the tales of epic heroes, especially when I feel like a perfect zero. Don't let up, but let me be. The Steve you know is peace-loving. I'm so afraid to speak my mind, but writing it is so much better than kind. I see my words organized, even in the tides where endless oceans by the sand subides. I want to make this poem rap ish, but I'm really bad at making a trap mix. You'll see me at the top someday when everybody wants to hear me play guitar, piano all my way. This is the Steve you'll see somewhere, someday. To wrap up, I'm second to some, but I'm so me, I feel second to none. I may never be number one, but I'll do my best to have some fun. Don't forget, I'm a man of multiple talents, and I hope in my head that some find balance in my story and see that they can be even more than me and go out and achieve their dreams. I look forward to the results of this piece. I feel it's humorous, so don't let me cease. You will see me at the top someday when everybody wants to hear me play guitar, piano, all my way. This is the Steve you'll see somewhere, someday. Suki, that's right, Suki. Yeah, no ticket for you. Sorry. Overlord says it took me 4 goes to get past Angelique. It did. Suki says that's dedication. I know why you kept trying, Overlord, so you could grumble about that you kept trying. That's why you kept trying. And Harry says, I wasn't brave enough to write this. And that was some fantastic pieces came from it. There was. Everybody did so amazing. And Stephen did so incredible with this. I love that refrain of you'll see me at the top someday when everybody wants to hear me play guitar, piano, all my way. This is the Steve you'll hear somewhere someday. Well, I know we in the society want to hear you play your guitar and your piano. Um, Richard says, amazing, and I am looking forward to hearing you play. Right, Richard? I am too. Oh, put up a video in the society chit chat and let us hear you play, or put it in the music one. We've got the music one. That would be amazing. Um, but I love the way that you use that repeatedly, lifting yourself up with that, whatever you said about yourself. And I love the rhyme that you did use throughout it. I don't think I read it in the way that you're probably meant for it to be read and heard, since you said rapish, and I can't rap, but I could see it there. Um, and that's hard to do in the story, like what you were telling. And I love just that you were building yourself up as you went for it, but also laying out the real you and saying, look, dude, I know I'm different, but one day you will see me at the top. I am going to play for you. And I love that you love blues, because who doesn't? Um, Really, really good, Stephen. Really, really good. And I just love all that you put into it. You put you into this. And I applaud everyone who wrote and did that, because that takes guts and it takes a willingness to be real with ourselves. And so I applaud people for doing that. Thank you for letting me read this. It's really, really amazing. And he sent it in so fast. I remember that we like put it up and he was like, bam, I am on it. And oh, that is awesome. That is so cool. And so that was Midnight City Radio on Instagram, if you want to go look him up. Stephen. It was the first one we got, Overlord. Yes, absolutely. He's often the first one we get since he's joined. He does them like that, and he does them phenomenally well. And this next one is by me, from The Breath of Daydreams. And it is called Accepting Me. I lay in bed with itchy dread, and joy bubbling abundant. Uncomfortable, but hard of head, I refuse to be made redundant. I think of life and the lessons learned, as well as the ones still brewing. It's strange to understand what's churned on this path I'm still pursuing. I'm nothing like I once aspired, my views on life long shifted. The jargon termed success retired, My goalpost long has drifted. I am but a simple soul with dreams of happy endings. These broken pieces, now made whole, have merged to thoughtful blendings. This poem that I was asked to write was better wrote last year. Hard at that time, I had to fight to represent with writing clear. And for that reason, I must insist to end this little ramble and include the poem as a twist. Results well worth the gamble. Who am I? I am a moonbeam stolen, a sloppy semicolon, a slanted figure eight, a force you can't negate. I am a humming contemplation, a slightly strange flirtation, a soul of silver thread, a bit of a hothead. I am a rainbow dressed in black, a vixen on my back, a bit batty in the attic, an introverted enigmatic. I am a vulgar scale that wobbles, a graceful klutz who hobbles, a tinkering creative, a bit imaginative. I am a broken wind chime mended, a voice not often comprehended, a melancholy giggle, a brat who likes to wiggle. I am a playful heart eclectic, a puzzle drawn quite skeptic, a loner too loquacious, a temple styled curvaceous. I am me, a simple oxymoron on an unexpected path, determined to love wholeheartedly. And what I love about this poem is that it's mine, so I don't have to talk about it. And so the next one we have is my gold ticket winner. Why is it not connecting? And this is called An 8-Year-Old Perspective. I don't like you, but I'm going to try. At least you've never stopped asking why. Let me drop this rhyme scheme and give you the by and by, because I don't like you, but I'm really going to try. I think you're weak and you're dumb. You've just given up. You stop pushing yourself. You don't try hard enough. You turn the other cheek when you should go in for the kill. You try to get along with those you know you never will. You repeat every lesson. You compromise all in vain. You place yourself on hold again and again and again. You'll always take the fall. You protect when you should run. You've accomplished nothing I thought you would. You don't even like the sun. I don't like you, but I'm really going to try. I don't want to walk the path you've walked. I'm supposed to grow up and fly. I don't know how you've done it or how you've dealt with all the pain. I'm scared to try and teach myself how to walk again. I'm mad at you for so much. I wish you would have just said no. I see all that you've done and I know you're a good soul. I do like your hair. I always wanted a mohawk. You're short and that's not fair. What happened to inches to grow on? I guess you're not really dumb, but I'm still mad that you don't have a degree. Or 3. You do all sorts of artsy stuff. Hey, Mrs. Jerkface, look at older me. I don't know why you haven't climbed the ladder to bust the ceiling. You're single and divorced, so I wonder what you did wrong. You're quiet about your kind things, so I'm not sure how I'm feeling. Why don't you care about recognition from the throng? We were supposed to travel the world and voyage into the stars. Why are you back in that town? I hope there's not too many scars. I guess it's not you who I don't like, but you're nothing like I thought you would be. Over 50, wow, I live to be that old? I hope the rest of life is kind to the you that is me. Thank you, Richard and Suki and Harry. I appreciate it. You wonder what I did wrong? Who? Oh, I do a lot of. Haven't people done a lot of things wrong in life? I mean, if you live long enough, you've done just a few things wrong. Hi, Leslie, you came back. Yay. Yes, heartfelt. Well, I figured if we were asking you guys to do this prompt, I better I better do it and I better do it right. So that is why I did it. Yes, as soon as I did it, Richard goes, "This made me sad." But don't be sad. I understand that it's relatable, but I don't think it should be sad because I think as children we see all the possibilities. But truth, even though I thought I was going to be an astronaut and a jet fighter and I wanted to do that, I don't think I would have been happy being one. That's not how my mind works. I am not made in that way. So all the things that I've done in life, and I've done a few different things, have really gotten me to where I am. And while where I am is certainly not where I want to be, um, I like who I am. And I don't know that I would have become who I am had I went down the path that I thought I was going to go down, because that path would have took me in a much more clinical direction. And I do have that side to my personality, but my happy side, my truly me side, is not clinical at all. So I think if I would have ended up in a profession like that, because goodness knows the Marine Corps wasn't right for me, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be me. And so I'm good with how things have turned out because I'm pretty cool. And Ash says, "You're fucking awesome." Thank you, Ash. Um, and Overlord says, "It brought you to us." Exactly. And now you're stuck with us. And now I'm stuck with you. No more like now you're stuck with me, Richard. Yes. And so I'm happy with that. And I got a golden ticket. I got a golden ticket. Leslie says, "Acceptance and learning to love yourself is awesome." It truly is, Leslie. And and I think that many people your age, my age, one of my goals in life be is to encourage people to learn to accept and love themselves younger, because so many of us wait to do that until we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. If you can learn to do that when you're younger, oh, amazing, right? Overlord, you're pointing out I'm talking about my poem. I'm talking about me, not my poem. Shush. Um, Ash says, "My favorite line is the line before, including the sloppy semicolon." Ah, thank you. See, now that poem is an old poem. I wrote that poem last year to a prompt by Inspired Prose by Heather. And I love that poem. And it was hard for me to write at the time because I said I would do the prompt and I did not want to do the prompt because I hate the prompt. Like I hate those kind of prompts that are like, talk about yourself. But I did it and I was really, really happy with how it turned out. And so whenever we did this one, I was like, nope, I can't. I can't write a different one. That's my poem. The Willy Wonka ticket song, I'm not doing it. I'm not singing it. Yes, I will run. And uh, good sound, those two lines. Thank you, Ash. And Harry says, "Run home, Angelique. Run as fast as you can." Right? And so yes, I got that ticket. This is Richard, No More Half Measures 2023. And thank you guys. And he wrote, "Have you met me? Have you met me? Hey, have you seen this poetry jester? Failed to impress in any school semester. Somehow it seems he's okay with the word, a notion all his teachers would have thought quite absurd. Most people who know him thinks he's a decent bloke. He loves to make other people laugh and is always quick with a joke. He dabbled in silly voices and put some up on the net. The reason they got no views? The right people ain't seen him yet. He used to be a superstar when kicking around footballs, won so many titles, collected trophies round his walls. Age caught up, it seems, which happens to the best. So he thought out a new hobby, and in rhyming, he was blessed. Poetry, it seems, comes easy when you live with hurt and pain, but he preferred to make the people smile when reading trinkets from his wicked brain. He wrote some silly nursery rhyme tales, reimagined with such wit. None would end as you'd imagine. Nope, not one little bit. He now writes a mix of stuff, some of it funny, some of it quite tough. Figured that if he could move people in any kind of way, then why not keep on writing when you still have things to say? So he hasn't set the world alight, but hopefully made it a little more bright. For those he loves, he is everything. So for him, that's worth the fight. I am sorry y'all are hearing that. The music, I hope y'all aren't hearing that. But this is amazing, Richard. And I love the line, when reading trinkets from his wicked brain. Trinkets. I love the thought of the rhyming poetry as trinkets from a wicked brain. And I, of course, also love the last line. For those he loves, he is everything. So for him, that's worth the fight. And I love that he sees that he's blessed to be able to write that well, because he's an incredible, incredible writer. Party dance. Yes, you got the gold ticket. I've already read your other one. You got a gold ticket. But I like this because he is acknowledging, he's not who he thought he was going to be, and life can be sad. Uh, and he's okay, he says. But then he talks about his writing, and you never hear him talk positive. What is going on with my voice today? Excuse me. You never hear him talk positive about his writing. Really. And he did in the poem. He did in the poem. So yay, go Richard. And if y'all don't know, because he's mentioned it here, his voice impersonations are fan-freaking-nominal. Have him put in the room. Hey, Richard, put in the room where people can go watch you do your voice impersonations, because you'll want to. He does Game of Thrones. He does Harry Potter. He does, was it Get Shorty? He does all these different voices, and they're so freaking good. So he should put it in the room so y'all can go watch it. And Leslie says it's filled with such great imagery. Yes, absolutely. And he wrote the 8-year-old one too. And so he got a golden ticket for this one, and it's called Hey Old Me. Dude, what's up? I see we finally had a growth spurt. Glad to see the midget days are no longer around to hurt. I have so many questions. It's been like 37 years. I'm glad we still have all our hair and are finally allowed some beers. Looks like we've been through quite a bit. Married twice, silly twit. Mistakes, 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 and perhaps too many cakes. So we did make the World Cup then. I guess that wasn't meant to be. Looks like we dominated the amateur leagues, and no need to replace a knee. We eat way more variety of foods these days, but should we maybe lay off the sweets? But considering all that we've been through, we probably deserve the treats. Working in IT, huh? Probably can't complain. Is it getting annoying to say? Have you turned it off? Working in IT, huh? Probably can't complain. Is it getting annoying to say? Have you turned it off and on again? I am glad we are still close to Mom and Dad. They really did their best. We clearly were an angel child. Our brother was the pest. This writing thing is interesting. Not sure where they come from. We really are quite funny. Here there's hoping more copycatting to come. So we have potential then. We finally got things together. Don't know why we hid for so long the fact that we are quite clever. Keep doing what you're doing. I will sing this pretty loud. We survived what would break a weaker man, and we should be bloody proud. Right, Harry? Y'all can hear that, right? Give me a second. This might cause my video to flicker, but I'm about to get that to stop. So give me one moment. If I can. Okay. Now that was amazing, Richard. Um, I really like, well, one, you always have good rhyme scheme, like you say, and you always play with your rhythms really well in both of these poems. Um, I like that your 8-year old is both complimentative but still has some spunk and attitude. Uh, that's that's really cool. And like you call yourself the poetry jester, I don't think we ever hear you talking serious much. You're always mixing your words with comedy. So I like that he kind of comes in and hits with those punches like that. Um, and everybody, let me see. Yes, everybody says very good. It's really nicely written. Love the use of we. I'm about to record for. Oh, yay! Yes, you are, Richard. I'll tell them about that in a second. I will tell them about that in a second. Um, Harry says it's a very uplifting piece. It's so nicely written, and it really, really is. Yes. And Leslie says that was a great piece. Suki says, awesome, Richard, really good. Uh, Ash says it's important to recognize unusual adversity and congratulate your own tenacity. Absolutely, Ash. And Harry says, really sounded like the voice of an 8-year-old. Yes, I really like that. And you can hear the 8-year-old kind of going back and forth, dude. And then, like, oh, but that's okay, man. Oh, but we have that, So you can see that the 8-year-old really, really likes it. And I love, we still have all our hair. Um, and even when he points out the cakes, he's like, but maybe we deserve some treats. So the kid has spunk, and I think that's really cool. And as Richard said, he's about to record voices for the society. He's going to do us promo ads and stuff. Ah, we so can't wait to see them. We are so eager to see them. It's going to be so good. So, y'all are going to get to see him do his kitty cat voices or doggo voices or whatever voices he's going to do. He may do multiple voices. We don't know. It's all a surprise. Can't wait. Everybody tell Richard thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So excited. That was amazing, Richard. Thank you. And you are a golden ticket winner. Woo! And the next, we have Inksomnia underscore poetry. Inksomnia underscore poetry. And that is Sharon over on Instagram. And hers is called What You See is What You Get. Let me tell you a bit about me. What you get is what you see. My greatest asset, or is it a fault? Honesty can be the saccharine or salt. I was raised to never lie, and when we talk, I'll meet your eye. Nothing to hide, I'm totally true. And if you're kind, I'll stick by you. As a child, I was shy and mild, a kindly teen not prone to acting wild. Confidence gained from my Saturday job, life skills that cannot be robbed. A good student at school and college, head in a book, soaking up knowledge. Always engaged language and words. A keen sense of fun. I adore the absurd. Started work as an office clerk, hard work, not one to shirk. Pride in every little task. Finished the work before I'm asked. Love being married twice. Second time, God willing, I've got it right. Been a loyal friend, sometimes been hurt. Survived some strife, could have been much worse. Blessed with 2 sons and a stepdaughter. Happy times, lots of laughter. My family a source of utmost pride. Heart on my sleeve, nowhere to hide. What you see is what you get. Room to grow, not fully there yet. This year, I'll be 58. More to come. Just you wait. Mm. And what I love about this is Sharon did her, I call it the Sharon rhyme. Sharon has this melodic rhyme about her poetry so often, and she fit it right there into that one too. And I love that she just looked at herself and looked at her accomplishments and looked at who she's been, and she's like, this is me. I'm this person, and these things are important to me, and I don't need to hide it. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And she's always talking up and role modeling women and encouraging people to be themselves in her writing. And so I love that too. She is 58 years young. And if y'all don't know, Sharon does lives a lot too. So if you ever want to go watch her, you should, because she reads poetry phenomenally well. It is a wonderful celebration of self. Yes, Leslie. Absolutely. And next up, we have Melrose underscore poetry 18. Melrose underscore poetry 18. And that is Melanie. And Overlord says, wonderful, Sharon. Yes. Yes. Loved it, Sharon. And Melrose's is called Forevermore. Now fly. Show off gossamer wings. Blessed with hunger am I. Brave with weatherproof strings. I aim for a bullseye. Now write. Letters are alchemy. Each reader can take flight. Learn you intimately. My set glitches delight. Ink flows from deep inside the gut. Inhibition will close, setting free classy smut. I mix in clean-cut prose. Oops. Sorry. I'm going to have to start over. I closed it out. Melrose underscore poetry 18. Forevermore. Now fly. Show off gossamer wings. Blessed with hunger am I. Brave with weatherproof strings. I aim for a bullseye. Now write. Letters are alchemy. Each reader can take flight. Learn you intimately. My set glitches delight. Ink flows from deep inside this gut. Inhibition will close, setting free classy smut. I mix in clean-cut prose. Words scream, cognizant of my soul. They hijack a daydream. With pen, paint, or charcoal, take it to the extreme. Lines dance, walls crumble to freestyle, celebrating a stance. My stanzas run a mile. I always take a chance. You soar so high when you give in. I've crashed and hit the floor and stood up forgiven. I'll write forevermore. And Melanie used a lot of metaphor in this to talk about herself. If you look through it in each stanza and you really dig to what she's saying, she's using her pen to reference herself. And it's interesting how in each stanza she pulls off a little bit more about herself and reveals a little bit more. Like we're in the second stanza, and I think we're in the second stanza. She says, now write, letters are alchemy. Each reader can take flight. Learn you intimately. My set glitches delight. And so I think that stanza really kind of describes the entire poem, or what the entire poem is setting us up for. And so I really love it because she takes us through those different aspects of herself. And so I think it's really beautiful, Melanie. Oh, you'll have to watch it again, Harry. So thank you so much, Melanie. And next we have Blue, otherwise known as broken underscore blue underscore pen. And he got the golden ticket. He wrote to both. So this one is an old broken blue pen. Let me tell you, for an old pen, worn out and broken, you sure have come a long way. Look at all of the ink you've spilled, all the stories that you have told, and those yet waiting to be told by you. No one, including yourself, thought you would get this far in life. You should have ran out of ink long ago. One foot in the grave, so they say. Since you were fresh out of the package, stepped on, cracked, broken, deemed unusable, worthless, you were tossed aside, not just once, left for empty. But here you are, smashing together words, spilling blue ink, even if it sputters, leaving behind dots from time to time. On occasion, you even pen something that others enjoy reading. In fact, you were still chasing dreams and holding on a little bit of that childlike wonder after all these years. I blame your romantic heart. After all, you still desire the approval and acceptance of the red pen. Wouldn't red and blue create a beautiful royal color? Alas, I must admit it's hard for me to be kind to you, to say nice things, even when I'm told I need to say them. It's part of the challenge. Not because I don't love you. I do most of the time. I just don't see the same pen others see. I see the pen that reflects me. So you already know I don't see deserving, the conflict being. Sometimes I'm a little proud that you've made it this far. Even you didn't think you would. Would. If it's just any consolation, I love the painting you just finished. You do have some talent, even though I know you don't think so. Also, I do believe you will see tomorrow. That's how you know in the deep end down that I love you. That's how you know that I am doing my best to accept you. And I like this. It's like a really honest look at yourself, isn't it? Um, he talks about the struggles that he has without just blatantly listing them. But he also says, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I know that I'm battling this and I know that I do these things, but I do believe I'll still be here tomorrow. I believe you will see tomorrow. So he's saying no matter what all I say, I still believe that. So I Ash's good encouragement. Yes. So I like that he's encouraging that and encouraging himself. And he's saying, guys, I know I say these things, but deep down, I believe this. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I also like his mention of his painting because when I read it, I asked about the painting and I got to see the painting and he did a great job. Um, so yay. Maybe that's my favorite part about the poem is I got to see a painting unexpectedly. But I also really, really love the poem. And so his 8-year-old self's poem, which won a golden ticket, is of a broken blue pen. Hey, Blue, remember me? That's right, 8-year-old you. Remember my dream of wanting to fly an X-Wing fighter when I became you? It's okay that it didn't happen. Not really your fault. They're not invented yet. Well, not for real anyway. But I'm happy you are an artist. Grandma tells me every time I draw her a picture that I should be an artist when I grow up. I'm happy that you get to paint everywhere. I see it all over the place, even your clothes. You don't even have to clean up the mess if you don't want to. Lucky. I can't wait to be you. Oh, yes, I hate English class, but now I see it as helpful to you when you write poetry. Stories, even screenplays. I love movies, so that is neat. Never expected I would know how to write a movie. All those things seem important to you. Maybe it's how you get past the bad things. I'm sad now, but I'm happy to see you, me, because sometimes I want to die. Sometimes I think he will actually kill me, and I've told lies. So I'm scared when I die. I'm going to burn in hell like Mommy's preacher says I will. But you already know I have to lie sometimes, right? I have to. It keeps me safe. It keeps them safe too. Don't worry, I won't say who they are. He might read this too. But at least I can see you. Alive, making art messes, writing with blue ink. And I know I didn't die before I got to see all the Star Wars movies. Tell me, were they good? No, wait, don't tell me. Now I know I make it to be a grown-up man. I know I get to see them all. I'm excited and I can't wait to be you. I'm never going to hang a picture straight on any wall. I am even going to hang art on my ceilings. And guess what? I'll never have a bedtime. I will never sleep. I'm going to do art all night. I am so happy to be you when I grow up. Ah, I think that's I think that's a really awesome poem, especially considering the struggles that he admits to having in both it and the other one. Um, the bringing the end where the kid is exciting to be to be who he is just powerful and beautiful, and what a gorgeous display of self-love, from someone who often writes like they don't have self-love. So I loved this piece, truly loved it. Um, it carried the voice of a child with it. Overlord says, how fabulous. I hadn't read this yet. And Suki says, what brave writing. Incredible pieces, both of them. Yes, absolutely. It was amazing. Y'all are going to have to excuse me for yawning so much. I apologize. I've mentioned before that when I start yawning, I can't stop, and it's not to do with boredom or anything like that. It's just a body thing that I do. Somewhat of a twitch sort of thing. Um, Sorry. So thank you so much, Blue. And this next one is Brush and Pintails. Brush and Pintails, aka Pentacles! Argata. I think that she likes Pentacles so much she's going to secretly change her name to Pentacles. What do you think, Gata? Pentacles! That would be great. But this does not have a title, and this is by Brush and Pintails. In the mirror's gaze, I see a soul shine, with stories vibrant and adventures divine. Through the winding paths of life I've climbed and trod. In valleys low and atop peaks I've soared. With laughter that liberates and tears that cleanse, I've enjoyed life fully in every single sense. In motherhood's arms my heart found delight, nurturing little dreams beneath the starry night. Ink flows like rivers from this pen of mine, each word a poem, a story so fine. I've painted worlds with paints and with strokes of verse, capturing moments, for better or worse. And now behold my first anthology blooms, a garden of musings in varied hues, each page a victory through time and space, words written with love and tears rolling down my face. I am the author, the protagonist, the painter, the muse. In my story, I triumph, victorious and never lose. With every step, I write my destiny's plea, loving all that I am, wild and free. So raise a toast to this wanderer's soul, innovative, creator, forever on a roll. For then this life and every life I am fabulous, sweating, celebrating all that I am, using all the words that rhyme with marvelous. That is such a positive, uplifting poem. Um, and so beautifully eloquent as it winds and flows, much like the ink flowing like a river that she mentions. I really like the line, I am the author, the protagonist, the painter, the muse. In my story, I triumph, victorious and never lose. Um, I just like that attitude. So I think this is a beautiful poem. Next, we have Brush and Pen Tells My 8-year-old self. Oh, big me, look at what you've done. With your adult camera, you're having fun. And I see you with your fancy paints, creating art without restraints. Guess what? You write using big words and you share. Not scared anymore, not like me, you dare. But tell me, did you ever think you'd do all of this? It's all so quick, like a wink. You're so cool, I have to say, sending our name on books. Oh, hooray! I'll tell everyone about all the things you do and laugh and say, that's me, I'm you. Wait, we haven't learned more languages, although I'm not worried, life rearranges. It's okay, you reply with glee. There's still time, ma chérie, for you and me. Keep going, big me, don't you worry. You'll learn them all in a big hurry. I'm so proud of you, me and us. I will tell everyone that I grew up fabulous. And I think that poem says that quite well. Fabulous. And Leslie says, yes, everything's so powerful and positive. I apologize, guys. As the Overlord knows, I have been on the high side of pre-migraine for several days now. And y'all are getting to witness some of the things that occur when I start going there and don't hit it suddenly and hard, but it grows. And so just bear with me, please. But this was beautiful pen pals, and I really, really love that. And the next one we have is Patricia. And she also, oh, sorry, hold on. And Brush and Pintels gets a golden ticket. Ah! Yay! That is so awesome. Patricia does not, but, oh, we love this. We love this. And this is, wait a minute. Where's the other one, Overlord? There's two. And I only have the 8-year-old one. Oh, never mind. Sorry. What in the world is wrong with you, computer? I apologize. I've got it. So this is Celebrating Me by Patricia Helen Ryder. I got it. I found it. I don't know what the computer just did. Celebrating Me. 'Tis a challenging prompt you propose. As to self-deprecation, I'm predisposed. I was raised in strict Catholic orthodoxy. The weight of inferiority was still the weight of inferiority was instilled in me. But that's not what I've been asked to address. So I shall now speak to the qualities I possess. I see a shiny beauty in all souls I meet. I smile and say hello to people on the street. I have a vivid imagination that flows readily. I'm filled with an endless burning curiosity. My laugh is that of a Bavarian barmaid, and I like to drink raw ginger mixed in lemonade. I received super grades when at university I managed to get grade 9 boys to love poetry. I'm a mom and wife who loves my family dear. I am an empathetic person who lends an ear. I came into this world with a passion to write. I can write about anything within my sight. I have written 3 novels that I've never pitched, and I've knit many sweaters and done cross stitch. I feel free as the wind whenever I ice skate. I can do fast spins and trace sharp figure eights. I love to travel, and much of the world I've seen. I write stories and poems inside my dreams. I have experienced supernatural events. I have a Ouija board in my residence. It is impossible for me to hold a grudge. I can make a decent chocolate fudge. I can make a decadent chocolate fudge. I have met my objective of 32 lines. I hope that you will have enjoyed my rhyme. And it's 30 lines, not 32. And she's got a wit, so I bet she put 32 there just to see if we count them. I told her I bet that too. But this was amazing. I really, really liked it. And then we have her second poem, 8-Year-Old Me. 8-Year-Old Me by Patricia Helen Ryder. I learned how to snowshoe. The only color I wore was blue. I made etchings of gravestones. I wrote a series of fairy poems. I sang original songs in my room. I didn't like to watch cartoons. I thought I could see angels at will. I made seagull feathers into quills. I flatly refused to eat moose meat. I wore Cinderella slippers on my feet. My tongue got stuck on a metal plate. My tongue got stuck on a metal gate. I rode down sidewalks on roller skates. So, Overlord, I am having a challenging time enunciating. I don't know if you can hear that or not. This has happened once before on a live. When I start yawning a lot like that, it's a chance that my speech will go. And I think you were there when that happened before. So what I would like to do, if is okay with you and everyone, is I would like to finish these tomorrow at the start of our live versus wrecking them tonight. I'd rather read them well than read them poorly. Is that good for you? Because I'm having a challenging time hitting certain letters now. Thank you. And thank everybody for coming. We really enjoyed y'all's poetry a lot, and I do apologize for having to do this. It happens sometimes. The allergies have been up, and when the noise starts going on top of that, my sensory system just blitzes out. My brain doesn't like it. So thank you so much for coming, and I will read our exit as we're going to do so that y'all hear me say goodbye. And y'all's poetry is amazing, and I really loved tonight. So may your paws stay inky, and may y'all have a beautiful evening. And I hope you will return tomorrow. We are the voices beyond the den. We are the cats who will always win. We are poets of imagination, creativity, and meow-scratching alphabetical dexterity. We search for clues and hunt for treats. We base our prose on instinctual beats. We keep a sharp eye towards various causes. We attract certain types of poetic pauses. We have a propensity for finding the fun when we're not being when we're not being studiously serious with puns. We are the voices above the fray. We're the safe space for those with something to say. Good night, everybody. Thank you.